Chapter 7. Resurrection is disobedience overcome. Resurrection becomes separated from evil. Many believe that resurrection is when my spirit and flesh separate after I die. Many think that we come out of this earth and go up into the air somewhere. Could it really be that I get lifted up into the air? Spiritually, separation is when evil separates from inside my spirit and I leave the place of iniquity. Having been changed and removed from that place, I am no longer a person on the earth. The resurrection of Jesus opened the grave, the place of death, and came out. He overcame that place of death. My lustful thought is the place of death. Jesus came to overcome me. My resurrection is to overcome the power of death and shift places. It is to shift to an elevated place. The elevated place is not a place that can be seen or a place to which I rise up out of the earth. It is the place removed from the power of death. I shift from the place of sin to the place of God. Jesus resurrected and went inside of God. When I also resurrect, I go inside of God. Resurrection is eternal life, and eternal life does not happen only after a person dies. To be lifted up on high is to remove this earth. The place where the power of death has been overcome is the place lifted up on high. It is the place where there has been a shift. However, many imagine this place of shift as some location in the air. The place where there has been a shift, however, is my changed spirit, and God always stands in that place. When Jesus was shut up in the grave for 3 days, God opened the grave and went inside it. At this time, the word comes into my spirit that is into my grave. Would not God come to resurrect the life shut up inside me? To open the word in the spirit and wake up the life inside me is resurrection. So all things about me become changed. Change is the works of the resurrection of Jesus. My image also changes into God's image. The place where the word has entered, the inside of man's spirit, changes by the word, and God's image can be seen as it appears from within me. This is the work done by God. Resurrection is disobedience overcome. Resurrection is to overcome the power of death, which is sin. To overcome sin is to overcome disobedience. In overcoming sin, disobedience of Eden leaves. Resurrection happens, and only the things of God remain. Because the flesh also belongs to God, He thoroughly participates in my life. From now on, I unite with God, so I cannot live in any way that I please. Jesus has entered me as life. Food that this life consumes is the spirits of heaven, that is, the words of truth. The person who has life only obeys, but the person who has disobedience inside is a child of the devil from birth. Jesus came clothed in the image of human, which has sin. But what kind of sin would Jesus, who is king, have? Jesus came to drive out the kings of this earth, sin. If Jesus enters inside me, obedience, which follows the word, removes sin. Righteousness searched and came to the earth that disobeyed, and which is of sin. Inside Jesus is the tree of life in Eden, that is God. Jesus entered inside me, resolved sin, and the tree of life stood. If I eat fruit from the tree of life, I have eternal life. If I want to eat this, there must be toil that spills my blood and sweat. If truth has come inside and I move in obedience, such movement in obedience is a path that needs my blood and sweat. If I follow in obedience, my heart is at peace because God receives glory, but my flesh suffers and is sacrificed. Without my sacrifice, I cannot eat fruit from the tree of life. The moment I eat, disobedience changes into obedience. If I obey, God's law enters inside me. Only those with God's life inside them, that is, His children, are the ones who need God's law. Such child lives by tasting eternal life in thankfulness and joy. The end of disobedience. By disobedience to the word, sin came inside the spirit of the human. Due to sin, I was led to death. But if God enters inside me, disobedience is overcome and I obey. Thankfulness, joy, and peace rest upon me. The era of love is the era of God's perfect reign. So far, a part of my spirit was feeling burdensome because of the world of evil, but now God makes the world of evil bow down. By God putting an end to the world of evil, the end of all the days of evil's life has come, and the end of disobedience inside me has come. The end is the day when things inside me come to an end. The lustful eye dies, and God stands as king.